Got it. All right, thank y'all for coming today. We're going to talk about unethical behavior among educators, just kind of a refresher on some things that have been going on and some things that we just need to avoid as teachers. The one big thing that's been in the news lately is the big cheating scandals that have gone on in Atlanta public schools. And as a means to prevent unethical behavior, educators, the Instructional Leadership Program at Jacksonville State has developed a plan, and that's kind of what we're looking to put in place. We address the Alabama Educator Code of Ethics in every course that we're taking. We address the ethics standard and for instructional leaders in all the courses, legal and ethical behavior in all courses as well. From a principal perspective, professional conduct, an educator should demonstrate conduct following generally recognized professional standards. Respect fellow educators, participating in development of a professional and supportive teaching environment, engaging in a variety of individual and collaborative learning experiences essential to developing professionally in order to promote student learning. Some examples of unethical conduct: harassment of your colleagues, misuse or mismanagement of tests or test materials. That's a big one because, like they talked about it earlier in Atlanta, it's gotten a lot of people in serious problems. They're facing jail time and loss of their teaching licenses. Inappropriate language on school ground, physical altercations, and failure to provide appropriate supervision of students. All those are things that we must avoid to keep from getting ourselves in trouble as educators. Standard 2 is trustworthiness. Educators should exemplify honesty and integrity in the course of professional practice. Standard 3, educators should abide by federal, state, local laws and statutes. We've got to understand that we're under a microscope in the community, and we've got to behave accordingly. Standard 4, teacher-student relationships. Educators should always maintain a professional relationship with all students, both in and outside the classroom. I think we've all heard of examples where those lines have been crossed, and it's gotten people in a lot of trouble. Alcohol, drugs, and tobacco use or possession. Educators should refrain from the use of alcohol nor tobacco during the course of professional practice and should never use illegal or unauthorized drugs. Those are all pretty self-explanatory. Here's some examples of teachers that have been accused of bad behavior. This lady had an affair with a 14-year-old former student, pleaded no contest, got 2 years in state prison. This lady right here was a 47-year-old teacher, arrested for suspicion of being under the influence of prescription drugs and alcohol while teaching. No way you can do your job properly in that case. Another guy sent sexually explicit text messages to an underage student. An educator entrusted with public funds and property should honor that trust with a high level of honesty, accuracy, and responsibility. One of the quickest ways you can get in trouble is misusing money and not accounting for money appropriately and things like that. Standard 7, an educator should maintain integrity with students, colleagues, parents, patrons, or businesses when accepting gifts, gratuities, favors, and additional compensation. Just make sure that everything you accept is within ethical guidelines. Confidentiality is a huge one with federal privacy laws. Educators should comply with state and federal laws and local school board policies relating to confidentiality of student and personnel records, standardized test material, and other information covered by a confidentiality agreement. fulfill all terms of your contract with a local board for the duration of the contract. If you abandon your contract, you can face loss of your teaching certificate. I know there's a guy in Tennessee that just now did that. He left a month into the semester, and it's going to cost him his teaching certificate in Tennessee. This is just an overview of the things that we've gone over in our coursework of the ethical issues, just some things that we discussed. So what do the words ethics and morality mean to you? Anybody?
The right thing to do.
Pretty much. I mean, you know, just doing the right thing. Okay. And this is just going over a woman's place in man's life cycle by Gilligan. It argues that the model of moral reasoning is based on a male perspective and addresses the rights of the individual. It suggests that moral reasoning from a female perspective stresses the individual's responsibility to other people. Kohlberg says reasoning processes people use to differentiate between right and wrong progress through three levels: pre-conventional, conventional, and post-conventional. At the post-conventional level, decisions are based on rational personal choices that can be separated from conventional values. So, and then we've gone through legal issues as well. Okay. Standard 8's ethics, demonstrating honesty, integrity, fairness to guide school policies and practices consistent with current legal and ethical standards. Ethics are knowledge and ability to adhere to a professional code of ethics and values, knowledge and ability to make decisions based on the legal, moral, and ethical implications of policy options, and knowledge and ability to develop well-reasoned educational beliefs based upon an understanding of teaching and learning. Also, knowledge to understand ethical and legal concerns using technology, knowledge and ability to develop a personal code of ethics, embracing diversity, integrity, and dignity of all people, knowledge and ability to act in accordance with federal and state constitutional provisions, statutory standards, and regulatory applications, and the ability to make decisions within an ethical context. And just a quote from Aristotle, we are what we repeatedly do. So, you know, if we make a habit of behaving ethically, we're going to behave ethically, we're going to do what we need to do and provide good examples for our students. So, thank you very much for attending and for listening to this, and I look forward to making sure that we're all behaving ethically and doing what we're supposed to do in the classroom. Thank you.
Thank you.